about football.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
This is the Mazz and Bads Show with Brandon Marrazzo and Charlie Baduini.
Good evening, folks, and welcome into another episode of the Mazz and Bads podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Baduini, of course, accompanied by Brandon Mazz Marrazzo, and every single time, Mr. Producer, Mr. Anthony Cafone in the building. Guys, I never thought I'd say this, but the New York Knicks are one win away from the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, who in the last decade or so of NBA, New York basketball, I don't think anyone envisioned this happening, especially after they signed Jalen Brunson in free agency. If you want to go back before that, signed Julius Randle in free agency. Go back before that, missed out on Zion Williamson, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving in free agency, and of course the draft lottery. And here we are, 6 years later, and this Knicks team is on the verge of doing something that has not been done since 1999.
Charlie, haven't you been reading the papers? Clearly, it's only because Jason Tatum got injured and is not going to be playing and all the rest of this stuff. I mean, the Knicks get absolutely no credit whatsoever. I mean, this is just, it's not a good basketball team, and how dare anybody think that the Knicks could actually be good? I'll tell you right now, I'll give credit where credit is due. I've been hard as hell on the Knicks. I did not think they had a chance in this series. I did not think that Boston would be as egotistical as they are. I mean, good Lord, has anybody seen a team refuse to adapt when a game plan just surely isn't working? I hate to break it to you, Boston. All the cannons that you got, the deep threes, they just not there when you need them in the fourth quarter. For the love of God, when you have two athletic guys like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, get to the damn rim. I was yelling it about the Knicks last night, and then when they actually do it, boom, they dominate the freaking game. I just do not understand how they just settled time and time again over 3-4 friggin' games of just mediocrity. Yeah, it worked out the one freaking time, but the rest of them, you got Jalen Brunson turning up in the fourth quarter, Cat actually bullying down low, and you're going to respond by just shooting yourself out of the freaking building, out of the series? Like, this is insane. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Tatum goes down, has a lower leg injury that looked absolutely horrific the second he grabbed it. I don't think he's coming back for the series. I think all the pressure now is on Mr. Brown, who, quite honestly, I'm a fan of, but he fell apart last night. Anybody disagree here? I mean, there was frustration foul after frustration foul. Dude, you're supposed to be 1B on this team. Now you have to be 1A. The question is he capable of rising up to it? I think the teams are more even on paper. I think the Knicks are more dogs right now.
Hold on.
And I think the Knicks got this one.
Jaylen Brown's more than capable of stepping into that A role. He won the Finals MVP last year.
Not last night. Sure, but not last night.
He's had a rough series, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a rough
Dude,
series.
he's getting tangled up in a bunch of hoopla. Like he doesn't look like he wants to be on the court. He just looks pissed every time I see him. Like, dude, for the love of God,
it's a frustrating series. When you're down 3-1 in a series, there's nothing to be happy about. You're not going to be smiling from ear to ear and excited to get ready for the next game. No, you're pissed. You're angry, and the Celtics have every right to be angry. I mean, the game plan has just not worked, like you said. I think Mazzulla has shown in this series that he's not willing to adapt to a certain team's play style. And the Knicks right now, they're playing great perimeter defense. Shout out Josh Hart. Shout out Mikal Bridges. Shout out OG Anunoby. These are the reasons why they got these guys. We said this last week when the Knicks were up 2-0, that this team was built primarily for the postseason. And we thought throughout the regular season when they played the Celtics, they were 0-4 against them throughout the season. It was, oh wow,
and the Cavs.
Yeah, they're not matching up well against these elite teams on paper, but I think when playoffs are around, it's just a different atmosphere. And right now, the Knicks are showing that they came to play in this series. The Celtics, I think, thought they were going to come into the series, roll over the Knicks, get ready for the Cavs. That was going to be the real test in the Eastern Conference, but they underestimated this Knicks team. They're playing gritty, hard-nosed basketball. They're playing strong basketball when they're down by 20-plus points. When their backs are against the wall, they come back. The Celtics have had the lead in all three of these games going into half that the Knicks have won. Ridiculous. The Celtics, that's unacceptable. Unacceptable for Coach Joe Mazzulla and Brad Stevens in the Celtics front office. Things have got to change coming into this offseason. The Knicks are able to get things done. I know there's more than likely Jaylen Brown's gone after this offseason. With the contract restructuring and the way that these contracts are going to be laid out, there's no real way they're going to be able to keep this entire core together going into next year. So If this is it for this Celtics run, this is a bad way to go out.
Yeah, I think definitely we've seen the last this was the last iteration of this current Celtics team that won the championship last year. They're going to have to, if it's not Jaylen Brown, it's going to be either two of like Porzingis, White, Holiday, Horford. It's not going to be the same team as it was last year or even this year. And it is what it is, but that's just kind of the new reality of the CBA and the current structure of how things work with contracts and luxury tax and the first and second and third aprons, which we won't get into the specifics of because I think you would need to take like a college class of like 16-week long to fully understand what that's all about. But regardless, kind of sort of keep it on the Knicks here. I think what was so like, going up 2-0, like it felt good, but it also didn't feel like this was like, you know what I mean? Like no one was comfortable saying, oh, the Knicks are going to win this series, even after the 2-0. And even especially after game 3 Saturday, where the Celtic 3-point strategy was working. It worked fantastically. They shot 50% on Saturday. And I think the one thing that Knicks fans, and I know myself personally, was holding on to was that the Knicks hadn't even really played a complete full game themselves yet. Games 1 and 2, yeah, they were incredible 20-point comebacks, but it saw really poor performances from guys around the starting lineup. Game 3 was all around terrible for everybody. And then game 4, and Mazz, you said this before Ant hopped on, we were talking about it. Shout out Thibodeau, who probably saved his job this series going forward and then probably gave himself a year or two of security. He had his guys ready to play, and every single Knick was super efficient, locked in, and played to the best of their capabilities. I don't think one guy in the starting lineup shot below 50% except for Josh Hart. Jalen Brunson, 14 of 25. Karl Anthony Towns, 11 of 15.
And
OG
Hart made up for
Anunoby, 8 of 14. Yeah, Mikal Bridges, 11 of 21. And everyone just fighting for the rebounds, fighting for every inch. It was just an absolutely all-around incredible game for the Knicks, and easily the most complete game they've played in the playoffs so far.
Is this the best moment you've ever experienced as a Knicks fan, Charlie?
Yes, it is. I mean, last year was great with the first round series against Philadelphia, which was an awesome, like a classic of a series. And then, it just with the injuries kept piling on and on and on in the Pacers series. It was just like going into game 7, everyone was just like, it is what it is, because it doesn't even matter. We're going to get swept by Boston, even if we do win this game 7. Brunson goes down, yada, yada. But this has got to be the peak because we talked about this. I had zero hope going into the series. I was just like, I just want it to be competitive. I don't want to get swept, gentlemen swept. And here we are sitting here a week and a half later. It's 3-1. And I know Tatum went down, but the Knicks were pulling away yesterday before Tatum even popped the Achilles. You know what I mean? They were up 9 with 2.5 minutes to go in full control. So I don't want to hear anybody saying that if Tatum's healthy, the series is going differently, because the Knicks, they've earned this. They've absolutely earned this, especially after the regular season, where every opportunity on national television, any outlet, reporter, media, whatever you want to say, just unreal of what they've been able to accomplish and do in this postseason, especially with how the regular season went and how those narratives respond.
I'll tell you right now, the only thing that I can really just wish I saw happen, I wish Carmelo Anthony had a competent front office with Leon Rose in it. Just what would have happened with him during that time. Like, this is the best Knicks team, I think, honestly, of my lifetime that I can remember watching basketball. Like, is it necessarily like superstar talent? There's stars for sure, at least 2 of them on it. One's that's rising into a superstar right before our very eyes. But I just have never seen guys just clawing at every damn moment. This is what New York basketball should be. It should have been all along, right? Grit and grind defense, get in the face, like attack the rim, get just rotations finally. Thank God Thibodeau finally has figured out some damn rotations. Because like we said, that's been like the biggest weakness of just, hey guys, go out there and die on the court. Well, now everybody is quite literally looking to die on the court, and Melo ain't never had 4 guys along with him to put up almost 20 or more points, right? Like, I believe it was Cat, Bridges, OG, and Brunson 20 or more yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
And all of them shooting 50 or better percent, you said?
Yeah.
Just
except
absolutely.
Except for Hart.
except for Hart. Did he hit 20 points though?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, like, your fifth guy isn't hitting 50 and isn't hitting 20 points, but he's making up for it with, Tasmanian-like defense, just covering the court at every damn inch that he could get on, right? So, this is as complete as a team can get without a LeBron James or Kobe Bryant on it. This is legitimately given faith back to New York. Has naysayers, including myself, absolutely on the edge of the seat, like, good Lord, could they actually pull this off? And then they don't even have to worry about Cleveland, really, because they're looking to be in trouble right now, and it looks like we're getting a rematch with Indiana. Now you got two dog teams getting after it, and I think the talent heavily favors the New York Knicks. I know Ant might disagree with that or what have you, but
I
think
favored in the series. No, for sure.
I think they should be. I mean, their stars are definitely better than Indiana's stars, and we got the same mentality clashing after it. I mean, I think it just comes down to coaching, and what is it, Carlisle and Tibbs? I like Tibbs personally in that one, and we give him crap all the time, but I think that he's got the bigger ammo. I said it. I said what I said.
Carlisle's a championship-winning coach.
It's been what, a decade?
Yeah, but still,
okay.
It's one of the most impressive championships of all time.
You're right, but I mean, hey, Dirk's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of player, my friend.
But he's doing this with less.
I get that, but this is the
if
best that Tibbs ever has had, right?
If we're talking coaching match between Carlisle and Thibodeau, I'm taking Carlisle, bro.
All right, listen, I think I'd be with you 100% 10 years ago, but, like, what have you done for me lately, right?
Making
and
Eastern
with
Conference
more
Finals
talent.
twice.
Listen. I mean, Tibbs just is taking down a champion coach who just won last freaking year, right? So, like, that doesn't mean anything. If there's anything that I've learned, winning one championship as a coach can be a facade. Let's just go down the list, shall we? Budenholzer recently just gets fired. Carlisle hasn't won one in a damn decade. Doc Rivers, the most hated on Hall of Fame coach I've ever seen in my damn life. Frank Vogel. The Lakers have been better since Vogel left, and he won a damn championship. They won more regular season games. The offense, even though it wasn't good enough to beat the Timberwolves, at any time that he's been gone, has looked better than it was under him. I think even Darvin Ham had a case for having a better offense than what Vogel had with it, and now with J.J. Redick, definitely better. And the defense could 100% be better, but granted, they've lost Anthony Davis, and there's nothing on the damn roster. Like, if we're just talking straight coaching, I think J.J. Redick, who I am not even the biggest fan of, has done better than Vogel. So, like, all these one championship coaches, I'm not really impressed, dude. You got to run that crap back. You got to Steve Kerr for me. You got to Eric Spoelstra for me. You got to Popovich, Phil Jackson it for me to really be looking at you like you're that guy, or you really have to do this at least 2 times with not that much talent. Carlisle maybe has a chance. I don't think Indiana's going all the way. And even if they do go all the way, give me anybody 3 times on Sunday coming out of the West that's facing them. Literally anybody. I think the Knicks have a case, depending on if it's maybe the Timberwolves, maybe the Warriors. I'm not so sure about the Nuggets. I think OKC got their number, but we'll see how that plays out. Like, the Knicks at least will have a chance, I think. And I think that there's just way more ammo, and I don't think the coach disparity between Tibbs and Carlisle is really that far off right now, especially when Tibbs got better guys. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, Tibbs has got better guys, better defenders, but Carlisle's team is low-key playing just as good as defense as the Knicks are doing playing right now.
I can't necessarily say that for the sole fact of they are playing against a bunch of banged-up guys. Guys that haven't even been there for the series. And now when they come back, they definitely took it lightly. And good for Indiana, just absolutely routing them, storming at every chance that it seemed like, besides like the one game that it looked like that they took off. And, the Cavs just, we're back in a groove. But like the narrative that people are trying to throw on the New York Knicks right now, that's literally Indiana. They played against one star for the majority of the season. The guys that came back have 2 games, including this one, under their feet right now, right? So it's like, I just do not think that the Knicks are getting the love that they deserve, and I think we're giving Indiana way too much love when the storyline is literally flopped in parallel. Like, the Knicks literally have gone at an entirely healthy Celtics team, barring Kristaps Porzingis, who has come back into the fold. But, I would say Darius Garland being out, I would say Mobley being out, and I would say Hunter being out is definitely more valuable than just losing a Kristaps Porzingis, especially when Al Horford has filled the role pretty damn well all season.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Oh, did I get a mic drop here? That's I love that. I love that. Charlie, how awkward is it for you to hear me just give the Knicks props?
Well, I mean, it's just credit where credit's due.
I've always done that. I've always done that, right?
I can't even like gloat about it because I didn't have any faith going into it anyways. So it's not like I'd be like, I told you so. I told you so. Like this is what has happened. We're analyzing it. And we're just speaking on it. You know.
I think I'm living in a like false reality. Like, is this really it? Like, am I just still? I don't even want to call it dreaming or necessarily like a nightmare. Like, if the Knicks win, like whatever, like it's not gonna ruin my day. If the Knicks, win, it's not gonna brighten my day. It's just one of those like, hey, cool, a team that actually kind of deserves it. Did something good. I just really thought that they were gonna be outgunned in this Boston series, as did the entire. I don't think like you could go to New York City right now. We could question the most questionable of characters the streets have to offer. And I doubt that we would find more than 10 people that actually truly had belief this entire time that they could get it done. Not that they weren't be competitive, not that they couldn't steal one, but to do it in this dominant fashion, if you had that on the bingo card, you are delusional. There's no way. I refuse to believe anybody thought that it was going to be done in this fashion.
Well, so to be fair, we do still have a game 5 to play, which is going to be in Boston and definitely going to be a tough game. And I'm sure the Celtics are going to come out with some fire because I think they're seeing everybody write them off and saying, oh, because Tatum's down, they're done. I could see the Celtics winning game 5, getting hot from 3, and then the Knicks got to come back and close it out at the Garden in 6, but we'll see. Before we move on, just want to touch one last time on the Tatum side of things. From everything I've been reading and like what the reporters are talking about, everyone's saying he's not going to be back until not next season, but the one after, which I think kind of tracks with, if you guys remember KD tearing his Achilles in the 2019 finals, he missed that entire next season, right? He didn't come back, period, for like even the postseason, the last month of the season. But I don't know. What does that mean for Boston next year? Like are they going to run with a Jaylen Brown led team? Are they going to, try and make things work with the core they have now? Or are they going to have to move off some of these guys to at least make some salary flexibility to change some things up?
Do they get any relief with that?
With injury?
With him being out the entire season? I don't think so.
Nah, his money's guaranteed, right?
Yeah,
it's NBA contracts. They're all guaranteed.
I mean, shouldn't there be, some kind of, relief? I'm not saying that they should be able to get another caliber star that's up to him, but
you might get like an extra roster spot or something like that, or like a extra mid-level exception to sign like a veteran. But I don't think you get any like in terms of like money. Yeah, like you can't sign extra players because of an injury.
I think I kind of would like to see that changed up a little bit. Not that I want to favor Boston. I never want to see Boston do good. I'd want to be the greatest franchise. We're in second place right now, being a Lakers fan, right? So not for that. Just keeping things parallel. I really would like to see a change there, but that's just me. I don't even blame really Tatum for how things have gone during this series. I think he's actually been like the one guy, him and like Derek White have been like the one guys where like I just look at and they're always hungry. I do blame his shot selection.
He was pretty awful the first 2 games, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but he really turned it up. I feel like he turned Sure, but I feel like he really turned it up like when they needed it, just not in the fourth quarter. But he carried the load every other damn quarter. I felt like I really need Jaylen Brown to step it up. I really need the rest of their guys stepping up. But now, last thing on this, looking at the paper, right? Take the momentum of the series out of the equation just for a second, because we know that that's going to weigh a lot, And you being the unbiased guy, Charlie, you being the slightly biased guy just because of the Knicks. What starting 5 are you preferring with this now with Tatum being gone? I think it's actually a lot closer if it was just an ordinary matchup, but obviously momentum it's got to be favoring the
Pritchard
Knicks.
into the 1, Derek White 2, Jaylen Brown 3, and then you probably go Porzingis center, and then who else?
What about Holiday?
That's a small
gotta go
lineup,
Holiday.
man. That's small.
I think you actually have to go Porzingis at the 4. I think you have to go Horford at the 5. I think Pritchard still has to come off the bench. You go with Jrue Holiday.
Yeah. Jrue Holiday's got to play
or
minutes.
you go. Yeah, I think Jrue Holiday has to play a bulk of
Probably
minutes. Jrue Holiday needs to
45,
step up into the
46
second
minutes.
star right now for Boston to even have some life. But on paper, I think that's a pretty damn good squad. But is it better than what the Knicks are rocking with right now?
So.
I just don't know. I don't think so either. But I do think it's closer than people like to admit. What do you think, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed pretty uneven, especially with Tatum in the lineup. But I don't know. You still got Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, who are two all-star starters. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, who will both probably be on an all-NBA defensive team. I like you said, I'm slightly biased, but give me that Knicks lineup.
Yeah, dude, I think it's built for, like, they're literally built for the Celtics. It's like, oh, you want to hang out on the perimeter? Like, we got something for you. Oh, yeah, we have a center who prefers to be a power forward, but like he could get after it in the paint when he wants to. And what are you gonna throw? Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis at him now? Like, they're just not looking comfortable out there at all. Stands of it. So even on paper, even without the momentum, no, I think the value of Jason Tatum has been downplayed too much. Is what I'm getting at here.
And by the way, you guys continuously saying that this team was built for Boston is kind of scaring me a little bit because I remember last year, everyone was like, oh, the Timberwolves built to take down Denver. And then they took down Denver, and then they lost to Luka in the conference finals. So I hope Halliburton isn't my Luka. But speaking of Halliburton, Pacers are up by 9 points right now with 2.5 to go. This series might be getting closed out tonight. And we're going to have the Pacers in the conference finals for a second year in a row.
Y'all slept. Y'all slept.
Sleeping.
Y'all slept.
I didn't sleep. I
Ed,
agreed
I'll
with
tell
you.
you
I
what,
agreed with you.
I will tell you
Bucks in 6
right
is
now.
what I remember. I said Pacers in 5. Happened.
Okay, we're talking about the second round series.
Spoke this into existence. I did.
He did.
I did.
Freaking injuries, dude. What do you want from me?
They're healthy now.
Yeah, I mean,
the Cavs are healthy now, man. They're healthy. Everyone's
It's
playing.
not the same.
Everyone's playing. These last 3 games,
not the
everyone's
same.
playing. Okay, there's no
They took a
excuses.
If
you're on the floor, you're
took a
healthy.
lead. They took a lead. Took a commanding lead.
You're the 1 seed against the 4 seed. You should be able to come back down 2-0.
Dude, nobody can
On the road, though?
Listen,
Sure.
I
You're the
can
1
blame
seed.
I can blame you for, not compensating for an injury. I can't blame you for 3 big contributing players not being healthy. I just can't blame the Cavs. There's nothing I could do to take away from the Cavs. Oh, they weren't ready. Oh, they weren't. Dude, they literally did not have access to 3 very important players in the very start of this series. And even when they got them back, there was only 1 game that they looked actually comfortable. And when they came back, it's on the friggin' road. Charlie talked about how hard it is playing in the middle of friggin' nowhere, Indianapolis. These people live for basketball there because there's nothing else. There's basketball, the Colts, and corn. That's it. And we get like the Indy 500 once a year.
okay?
That's it. That's all we got. That's right. Yeah, it's Hoosier country. It is basketball
football
country
too,
in the
okay?
middle of nowhere.
Hoosier football.
That's
They just
it.
made the college football playoff. Okay, they're there too.
Okay. Dude, there's just nothing going on up there. So when you come there, you best believe the entire city's there because there's nothing else to do. I doubt the internet connection's even that great over there.
It's actually a 3-point game now. I just want a
Dude,
6-0 run.
Donovan Mitchell missed 3 free throws in a row
Dude, come
on a 3-point foul shot.
be
That's
better.
so tough. Anyway, if I'm the Cavs, I'm running this team back next year. I'm not tinkering. You know what I mean? Number 1 seed in the East. Mazz, like you said, some poor injury luck in the back of the first round and start of the second round. I really think that this was just like a poor matchup for them. Like you said, the injuries. I'm not making any wholesale changes. I'm not trading any of my young stars. I'm not breaking anything up, firing the coach. I just think you give this another year or 2 of run and see where it takes you.
Depends on how Mitchell's feeling,
Right.
though. I know Mitchell, before this year, was looking maybe to get out, but I agree with you, Charlie. I don't think he should move on. It's just, with the NBA and the way people move nowadays, you don't know how it's going to
That's
shape
fair.
up.
Would you even want him on the Knicks right now?
Mitchell?
Yeah, he just said
No.
that I guess he was really looking forward to getting over to New York, but with how things are clicking, I do think that it would take a ton of possessions off of your man Brunson, and clearly everybody just needs to shut up on him if it's not positive at this point, because he's insane. Like, would you even want that in the Knicks?
Yeah,
Like,
at this point, that ship has sailed. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I mean, when that whole thing was heating up, that was when he was leaving Utah, and that was that was before Brunson was Brunson. That was before we even had Bridges and Cat and Anunoby, and it made more sense then with guys like R.J. Barrett who can't really space the floor well, and Julius
can't do
Randle,
anything.
yeah. So yeah, at this point, it would not make sense. It would not fit at all.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Charlie, did you ever think Jalen Brunson could beat this?
No, not at all.
I
I thought he'd be a good starting point guard. You know what I mean? Did not think he would be a 30-point per game playoff scorer at all.
And guess what?
clutch baskets.
The Mavericks got rewarded for getting rid of him and Luka.
We'll get to that. I promise you, we will get to that.
Western Conference first, and then we'll get to the lottery.
Yeah, we can speed run through this. I mean, we got to spend time on the second series, but let's be honest, the Warriors. Shout out Jimmy for one game, and it still wasn't freaking good enough. Without Steph, this is tank. There's just not enough going on the offensive end of the ball, and Jimmy looks a little bit tired.
Dude, he took 9 shots last night
Yeah,
in a do or die game. Jimmy Butler, who is supposed to be the killer, the guy.
Yep.
And especially with Steph out.
My guy. This is supposed to be my guy, Charlie.
Especially with Steph out, you'd think he would be in attack mode. How are you going to be that passive in a do or die situation where if you're going down 3-1, Steph's not coming back. They needed that game last night. They needed it. And Jimmy, I don't want to say Jimmy shrunk, but he
ain't show up.
Yeah.
He ain't show up. You could say I don't know if he necessarily shrunk. He had me. I was like, this dude is still top 10 because he just dropped, what was it, 38 the other night? They still freaking lost, but you can't come back with 9 attempts. You can't come back with that, man. Are you serious right now? Good Lord,
Also,
no.
Sorry, Charlie, you have to apologize to Julius Randle right now as well. That man's a player.
Dude, I've apologized. I've gotten on my knees for Julius Randle over the past year.
He has. I'll give him that one.
Playoff bucket.
Listen. I still stand by it. I'd rather Julius Randle than have Tyrese Halliburton. I'm telling you right now. I stand by that. I'm not faltering off of that. But yeah, dude. I mean, Ant Edwards is probably at right now in this point, because the way that Jimmy's kind of pissing me off a little bit. Probably my favorite guy to watch in the damn game. Not just,
unreal.
He
took over the third quarter last night. Completely took it over.
Cerebral assassin when he chooses to take over. The kid could start 0 for friggin' 9 in the first half and then just flip a switch, and it's just bro, it's Kobe, it's Jordan-esque. That kid, fully believes he is the best on the planet, is willing to back it up, is not afraid of taking the big shots and missing them. He'll take whatever smoke that comes with it. Jimmy Butler was of this cloth at one point in time, literally 2 games ago, and then what the hell happened? But dude, it is just, and then Randall too, just coming through, bullying. Draymond's been doing a decent job at guarding them when they're switched on, but obviously you can't have him on the entire game due to foul trouble. But Julius Randle, just this entire playoffs, just, dude, get the hell out of my way. I'm so sick of people saying that I don't love the game of basketball, that I'm not a playoff riser, that I can't contribute to winning basketball. No, I just need to be in the right damn setting and be friggin' appreciated a little bit, and I got you. And honestly, I just need my health.
This is just a case of another series where it's just the matchups on paper. Without Steph, like you said, Mazz, the T-Wolves just have too much size, too much athleticism, and they just got, frankly, in this series, better floor space than the Warriors have had. It's just been a masterclass. I mean, Edwards is shooting 6 for 11 from 3 in the last game. This team is putting on a great performance, and it's really getting me intrigued to see what we're going to see in this Western Conference Finals, whether it be OKC or Denver that emerges in that second pool. Because I think no matter what, that series, it's going 7 games, whether you like it or not. I would love to see a Nuggets-Minnesota rematch from last year, but I would not be upset if OKC gets it done. That series is going to be phenomenal. That'll be the real NBA Finals. I'm saying it right now. That'll be the real NBA Finals.
I got 3 reasons. Mainly, taking Ant Edwards out of the equation, obviously, he's a star. 3 reasons why the Timberwolves win. It's all size. It's Julius Randle, bully ball. The second Rudy Gobert comes in, he locks out. Anybody come towards the paint, get the hell out of here. Like, I don't know how they're not going right at his chest and getting him in more foul trouble. Like, Gobert on the court, it's instant switch
There's
around
a
in
reason
terms
why he's
of
a DPOY
controlling
3 times,
everything.
because he doesn't
Sure.
foul.
You know? And you want to talk about shooting? Roselle Catholic's very own Naz Reid might be the most efficient three-point shooter I've ever seen in the goddamn playoffs, because that kid does not miss. It is absolutely insane. I mean, what the hell are the Warriors thinking? They leave him open like just way too many times, and this kid, a freaking center, one that I hope that the Lakers can somehow get in the market for, because I love everything about him, is just dominant, dude. He's dominant on defense. He's hitting open shots. He is vibes all day. Check the list. Naz Reid is somebody that everybody would want to have on their team. Like, this guy doesn't even need to start. He can play starter minutes. He can come off the bench. He does it all. I was undrafted. Nobody thought I was gonna be this, and here I am. Call me Fred VanVleet, because that's the kind of tour that I'm on right now.
I'm curious as to what it is about this Timberwolves team that fits Julius Randle so well. You know what I mean? Because look, Julius Randle with the Knicks, his playoff numbers dipped every year. And well, sure, we can write off the first year we talked about, it was Alfred Payton as his point guard and RJ Barrett and Nerlens Noel as his teammates. But the 2 years after, where it was the first season with Brunson and he was kind of coming into his own, and he just, for some reason, could not live up to even his regular season number. He was an all-star that year and just could not swing it. I don't understand why. I would have loved to have seen him last year. Unfortunately, he had that shoulder injury that he wasn't never able to return from, which absolutely sucked. But I guess like more playoff games under his belt. But he's turned into such a complete player, especially with this Timberwolves team. I mean, when you're playing with one of the best players in the world, an all world center, defensive center who, and then like you said, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley, who's one of the best veteran point guards in the NBA. Just they have such a complete roster, even after that Karl Anthony Towns trade. I think that's one of the biggest wins. Like as of right now, there's no big loser in that trade.
I think you just answered your own question, Charlie. You're like, I wonder why Julius Randle is having so much success. It's because he has an ensemble around him. He doesn't have to do everything like he had to do on the Knicks. Yeah. He had to defend. He had to score. He had to pass out of the post. They ran the offense through him practically. Now you have Anthony Edwards, who can pretty much be the number one scorer for this team and take over at any point. He doesn't have to be, Mr. on point 48 minutes of the game like he was in New York. He also has Gobert that can help him out on the defensive end, so he doesn't have to physically tax himself for the entire time he's out there. He can rely on Gobert a little more for the help side. He doesn't have to do as much. He's got a role, he plays it well, and he's executing, and it's really helping the Timberwolves out. This team is looking like probably the most complete team that's still left in the playoffs.
There's a debate for sure. I think OKC could make a case for that personally. But I'm just going to be honest with you. I think you're almost there, Ant, right? He has, this season has averaged his least amount of points, his second least amount of minutes compared to his 5 seasons playing with the Knicks. I think Chris Finch is just using him better within that ensemble, right? And he's not playing in a New York media where it's like, they'll let you know about it. New York's been hungry for success in basketball since Patrick freaking Ewing, right? So it's like, we thought Melo was going to be the savior, and then they literally built nothing around him. They just got big names that were horrible play style to get. There hasn't been a guard playing for the Knicks that actually could do serious damage outside of J.R. Smith, who shouldn't be in a starting lineup. Let's be honest, I like J.R. Smith, but that should not be your guy. Who is it?
Hey, that's 6th man of the year, J.R. Smith to you.
That's
all
right, exactly. 6th man of the year, not starting caliber of the year.
Put some respect.
I love JR. He's a Jersey guy, but I'm just and Henny JR is one of my favorite celebrations of all time, and I hated the Cavs during that time too. All right.
Also, you forgot to mention he's a college golfer as well.
Oh, yes, college golfer. You got it. Listen, John Starks is the last time the New York Knicks had a legitimate guard, and Brunson is blowing that out of the water right now, right? So, when it comes to it,
I think Jeremy Lin too. Come on.
What do you have? Like a 4-week span, a month?
Linsanity.
What was Linsanity?
Competent guard right there.
my diets lasted longer than Linsanity, for crying out loud. And we all know how fluctuating that is.
Raymond Felton had a good run here a few years here and there.
Don't hit me with that. Do not hit me with that. That is no. Just no. That is a poor man's Kyle Lowry. All right, and Kyle Lowry isn't hyped up like maybe he should be at times. All right, but
Well, Jose Calderon.
stop it. Oh Jesus, Pablo Prigioni, give me Pablo Prigioni, right? Yeah,
Yep.
dude. The Knicks have been sorry as hell when it comes to guard play. Jamal Crawford was like the only guy that you could maybe get like a little bit excited about. Like J.R. Smith off the bench, you could get excited about. Jason Kidd was old as hell. I don't want to hear about anybody else. Like, good Lord. Derrick Rose for one playoffs. The knees came back for one playoffs, and it wasn't even good enough to get past Atlanta. Because what do they do? Double and triple team my man Julius Randle the entire time. So take the pressure off of Randle. Chris Finch can actually rotate him and get the best usage out of him within his minutes. I do not have to take on the bulk of just physical play because now I got Gobert and Naz Reid to have my back. And this Wolves team is physical. Even the guards are willing to get after it. And when I got a MFer like Ant Edwards next to me, dude, that shit is invigorating. You know what I mean? Like, I start walking around with my chest out too, just watching them. I'm not even a T-Wolves fan, you know? So it's like, dude, there's a whole just globe going into this. And even T-Wolves fans who might not have been that happy to get Julius Randle, I think they were just a little bit happy just to get Cat out of there because it's like Cat's the only dude who's not really fitting the identity of this team, and that is proven. Now, good for Cat for blending into New York as well as he had, especially recently. But I think Cat, the problem with Cat, honestly, Cat was supposed to be the number one, and he lost the reins to Ant Edwards. Julius
I don't think he never took it. He never took it.
He never took the reins, you're saying?
Even before Anthony Edwards was there,
okay,
he never.
But he was supposed to be, right? He was supposed to be. I mean,
to.
you know, like him and Wiggins didn't work out with Jimmy being there. Jimmy caused a little bit of chaos there, but I understand. I'm with Jimmy on that one. Like, you know, like Cat was supposed to be the number one, and then Ant became the number one. Julius getting traded there. It's like, yo, this is your team. I'm here to be number two. I'm fine with being number two. Like, I just want to be respected for my gameplay. I don't need to be the main star. I didn't ask to be the star in New York. I gave New York your shot by signing here in free agency when nobody else wanted to freaking be here. I wish we got KD, but y'all didn't want to guarantee Kyrie. So that falls apart. And then boom, we pivot. They lose out on Mitchell. Brunson comes, and it's like, these are the perfect situations. Like Charlie said, this is a win-win because it's like Julius finally gets that pressure of a toxic New York media off of him, and Cat, and he could go be like the number two, and like he's not used heavily, he's used smart. And Cat gets to get out of the T-Wolves and come to this big market, and Cat's got talent. Cat's probably the most skilled big in the game who's not named Nikola Jokic.
And he's not expected to be the alpha. Yeah.
He's supposed to be the second in command, and that's just in talent. He doesn't even have to be in terms of accountable. Josh Hart's quite literally the heartbeat of the damn team. OG Anunoby says, I got the best defensive assignment right for you. Mitch Robinson says, I know you're soft. I will come play the defense for you down low. Just score. That's all you got to do. When you score, we win, right? Like, that is it, my friend. It has just been the perfect storm for both teams. And you know what? I want, at this point, because it's looking like the Warriors are going down, I want a T-Wolves. I want a Knicks final. I said this to Charlie. I'm going to be a bastard right now. I want Julius Randle to win a Finals MVP versus the Knicks so bad because that fan base has bad-mouthed him. Charlie, you deserve a championship, my friend. You deserve a chip between the friggin' Mets, between the god-awful Jets, especially with the Aaron Rodgers scenario for all the years of New York basketball. You deserve this. I can't say the same for the rest of the Knicks fans because they're unbearable.
By the way, can I just say this right now? Halliburton in the closeout game against Cleveland, 31 points, 10 to 15 from the field.
They already took them down. Is that game over? Is that finito?
Yeah, that's done.
114-105, Pacers won. They're moving on, winning 5.
Number one seed in the East, gentlemen swept, dude. That's so crazy.
And the Boston Celtics could get gentlemen swept. What the is
No
happening?
one saw this coming.
No,
the NBA loves this. They love it.
I mean, of course the NBA loves it. They're rigged. We'll get to the draft thing in 1 second.
But
fellas,
Nuggets and Thunder just tipped off for Game 5.
Where they at?
They're in OKC.
It doesn't matter. Give me the Thunder, baby. That's how I feel personally. Is that 2-2?
Yeah, it's all tied up.
Man, Thunder up 6-2 right now. And counting.
As of right now, you guys got to pick a winner. Who's advancing to the conference finals?
I'm telling you, give me the Thunder, dude. They've
Okay,
been the
see?
number 1 seed. I feel like everything has to go right for the Nuggets to win. I saw the win disparity the other day. When the Thunder win, it's by a margin of 25 plus. And that's through the 6 meetings that they had prior. I saw this, I think, around like game 2, I think. When they win in the series prior, coming into that game 2, or I'm sorry, at the end of that game 2, they were winning by margins of 25 plus. When the Nuggets beat this team, it's wars, and they've only won by a margin of 5.5. Like, I think OKC, it's theirs to lose. You're younger, you're hungrier, you got just as much talent on that damn floor, and you're number 1 as anybody. Jokic is great, don't get me wrong, but Shai can take over a damn game, and he's got a wolf pack behind him, a thundering herd, knock knock, who can just storm you off the court if they lock in on defense and they pick smart shots. Where I feel like Denver's got some luck on them. I mean, they're relying on Aaron Gordon bailout threes to win games over here. You know, Jokic died by a 3-point shot the other freaking night, like that, and they still were able to win that game.
I think the MVP of the league is going to win this series. See what I did there?
Do you think this actually decides it?
No. Well, Thunder up 12-2 right now. Dang. It wouldn't
So
be hot, but I think the Thunder do close this out. I just think they got a deeper team. I'm just shocked the Nuggets even made it this far. I didn't think they were making it out of that first round after firing Malone and all the things that were considering. The fact that they made it this far and are making it a series with OKC, props to you. This just goes to show you Jokic is the MVP, man. Come on. This team is the best team on paper in the NBA, and he's without his head coach in the playoffs, making this a 2-2 series. Come on.
Jamal Murray's dropping 40 freaking points the other night, and you got Aaron Gordon shooting lights out. I mean, get the
And Jokic
frig out
is dropping
here.
triple doubles.
That's great. He's awesome, but do not act like his teammates have not been lifting his ass up and saving him at times. You take Shai out of that other team, ain't nobody doing a damn thing that's worth beating the Nuggets. Stop this.
Well, I feel like Shai's been relatively inconsistent as well throughout the series. And so, Mazz, how you started this was the margin of victory in terms of when either team wins. OKC is more comfortable in those games where they're in control. They go up big early and they're able to just kind of go into cruise control like they did for all their 66 wins or whatever they had in the regular season, 68, whatever it is. I can't remember exactly. And then you go to the Nuggets when the games are tight, when they're close, when they're coming down to the fourth quarter and it's within 5-10 points. Denver's been there before so many times. They know how to win those close games. They have the championship pedigree. They won less than 2 years ago. To me, this series could go either way. Genuinely, I mean, as of right now, it looks like OKC is going to take control here in game 6. But I mean, I don't know. It could easily go back to like this game could be within 10 points and with 5 minutes to go, and OKC clams up and chokes up, and Denver's got a lead going back home. So I really have no idea. If you had to ask me right now, I'm picking OKC just because I think their roster is better. And then the second thing is, do you think Denver's kicking themselves that they fired Malone?
No.
With 6 games to go in the regular season? I mean, like you have your coach you won a championship with 2 years ago, and you can him. Don't you think they're kind of missing some of that? Maybe, I don't know, scheming right now, some of that game planning. I think I feel like they could be using some of that. I don't know.
Haven't they not been playing harder without Malone than they were this season with him in these playoffs?
Well, I mean, the intensity is always going to be turned up in the playoffs regardless.
Sure, but they're still playing better ball in the playoffs than they were in the regular season.
Do you think that there is anything that Malone could necessarily have done with? Okay, he lost the locker room, right? That's all the reports. Even his boy shipped him under the bus. Was like, hey, if it's got to be happening, it's got to be happening. Like, like I'm here for the team. The team doesn't want it. Like Jamal Murray stepping up the way that he has in the playoffs. I don't think that's not this new coach getting anything out of him that Malone didn't. That's just playoff risers rising, right? Like I love that. That's a saying around here. We need a T-shirt with that. playoff riser, but that's really what's going on here. And I think it's with that, when they get into those close games, but are they always going to be able to get it close is the question. And for keeping Shai in check, they kept him in check one game. I mean, game 1, 33 points. Game 2, 34 points. Game 3, 18 points. Game 4, 25 points. Clearly there's a recipe. If Shai gets cooking and everybody else, jumps on with them and he leads, I think they got that recipe for it, so
How about that efficiency, though? Genuinely asking, is he shooting good from the floor?
I mean, I got 13 of 24. I'm sorry, that's the Memphis one. 12 of 26, game 1. 11 of 13, game 2. 7 for 22, PU, game 3. And 8 of 19, not great in the last game.
Yeah, okay.
So,
that's fine, yeah.
But I think Shai's going to – I think it's time for Shai to turn it up right now. I think Shai could, get this one. Potentially, you can take one from it's so hard to take one in Denver, though, dude. Like, that altitude, there's really nothing that you can do for it, But I just really think, is Denver going to necessarily be able to keep it that close every time? I don't know. OKC gets off to starts like they are right now. Like, they just got to keep the foot on the gas. Don't get comfortable. Like, yeah, hit your rotations, but, you still got to have, this is the one series where, yes, get your guys rest, but get your starters back out there and make, because this is you have a multi-time MVP on that other side. Anything is capable of happening. Seal the goddamn deal. Get your breaks, get the frig back in there, which is so hilarious because I spend so much time with the Knicks of get them the hell out of there, or whomever, get them the hell out of there. But this is the one time I think that OKC has the legs and the hunger where, hey, buddy, we're going to push this to the freaking breaks come off because this is our moment right here, right now. This is the second season as a number 1 seed. This is the moment. How many times are you going to be able to come back as 3 times as a number 1 seed? It's just not going to happen. Fatigue's going to happen. The only way that that's even possible is if you get the hype off the championship, in my opinion. Thank you, brother-in-law Dan, with the preach, but that's just me. That's all I got for you on that one, fellas. However, there's been shenanigans going on right now, and I'm declaring it because you cannot convince me. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I think it's the funniest outcome that's ever happened. I think this is great TV, but I think the Brooklyn Nets, the Utah Jazz, the Washington Wizards, dare I even say maybe even the Philadelphia 76ers just a little bit, all got whored. They got absolutely bamboozled, run amok, led astray by the NBA. You cannot sit here and tell me that not one, but two franchises that just so happen to already be, surrounded in just a little bit of controversy, definitely one of them. San Antonio, who's supposed to have maybe the face of the league, right? Coming off of a serious condition in blood clots, nobody knows what's necessarily going to happen there, but definitely a basketball pedigree city, especially with Popovich still now being El Jefe. Less than a 2% chance they end up in the damn lottery. Less than a 1% chance, I think it was for the Mavericks, or was it less than 2%? Something ridiculous.
1.
The Dallas
8.
Mavericks, who've just traded away top 5 NBA players for Anthony Davis and a bag of peanuts. And Anthony Davis is aging, so it's not even necessarily looking that great when it happened. But now, all the magical sudden have the number 1 pick in the lottery. Bullshit
Not
lottery.
only that, they won a coin toss with the Bulls
Against
for
the
the right
Chicago
to be in the lottery.
For the second time, mind you. They won a coin toss against the Bulls in the draft that, the spot, if the Bulls had got it, they would be the ones that ended up with either Trae Young or Luka Doncic, depending if they would have made the trade or not. But that's who they would have ended up with. They lost that for the second time. So if I'm Chicago, I'm even more livid because this is the second time that Dallas is beating us out on the damn coin flip. And then you have, who was it? I think it was New Orleans trades Chris Paul. Boom, they end up with the pick that ends up being Anthony Davis. New Orleans trades Anthony Davis. They end up with the pick that ends up being Zion Williamson. And now the Mavs trade Luka Doncic, and they end up with the pick that is either A, going to be Cooper Flag, or B, is going to be the trading piece to go in on Giannis Antetokounmpo, which I don't think that they should do. I think Flag would actually be a better fit for this roster. Not that he's going to be better than Giannis. I have no clue what that's going to equate to. I just think that his skill on the wing with Davis, I think it spreads things out a little more. I think Davis and Giannis could actually clog things up. But you pair that with Kyrie Irving, and just like that, Nico Harris goes from the biggest schmuck in GM history to looking like a goddamn genius. And I refuse to believe that man is the biggest genius in the world. Come on, stop it. This is insane.
We all knew this trade, that trade at the time was ridiculously stupid, and we were thinking, why would Nico do this? It's clear. Like, it's clear. This was organized.
And how'd it happen? How'd it happen?
Silver called and said, hey, our NBA ratings are down. Hey, we need something to boost our ratings. It's for the league as a whole. If you help the league out, the league will help you. Trade Luka to LA and we'll get you Cooper Flag. And that's exactly what happened. You can't change my mind. It would be funny if this is actually what the actual draft lottery was. Like, if it turns out like they actually filmed it and this is actually what happened. Like, that would be funny. But no, they do it behind closed doors now, right? Isn't that what they do the NBA draft lottery? It's the ping pong.
I was just about to jump in and say this, that, yeah, they do. They released video today of the ping pong drawing of the machine that spits the balls out. And also, I didn't know this, that there's no live television broadcast or anything like that, but they have independent reporters that are in the room with all the GMs, with the presidents, with the drawing. Dave McNamara of ESPN. You had Zach Lowe from The Ringer. You had Chris Mannix from Sports Illustrated. I listened to 3 different podcasts today, 3 different guys who were all in the room when it happened. And from the stories they've told, where even the GMs and the presidents are laughing as these balls are coming out, when they're like, there's no way that the Mavericks actually got this. They're like I thought the same thing last night. And with the history of it, I know it's checkered, it's sketchy. But if you think about it, there really is like no way to rig it when it's genuine ping pong balls being shot up in the air. The guy, he has a stopwatch, and they pull a ball every 10 seconds. The guy's turned around like this and going 1, 2, blah, 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 blah. All right, pull it. And they pull 5 balls. The Mavericks had to get a perfect 5 combination of balls to get that first overall pick. And they did. They did.
Can I buy a lottery ticket, please?
Can I'm just saying this right now, right? I have to call I still think shenanigans, because conspiracy theory hat on, right? First and foremost, Charlito. Patrick Ewing to the Knicks, was it a screw job or not?
I don't know, dude.
We have no clue.
The envelope was bent.
It was bent, Charlie.
Was it bent or was it frozen? Make up your mind. Was it bent or frozen? Let me know.
It was both. They froze it.
David Stern,
so that's why it
was dropping all the envelopes. Then straight into the Knicks envelope, he bangs against the side.
This is the same league that would not allow my Lakers to trade away not only Lamar Odom and picks, but Pau Gasol as well, to get Chris Paul. They literally null and voided, and it was shenanigans after the GM had already freaking assigned to it. Let's not act like this isn't the league that just hands out bullshit when it comes to suspensions, just whenever the hell that they feel like that day, right? Not as bad as the NFL at times, but let's not act like there has not been shenanigans within this organization. And I'm not a genius. I'm not an engineer, but conspiracy tinfoil hat is on. You're telling me the carnies at the carnival can hit a little magnet switch and get an outcome that they want, and the Billionaires Boys Club, who's all sitting around laughing because we got to make it look good for these damn reporters who may or may not have been paid, which I'm not going to say that they were. I don't want to take away their integrity, but I am not going to be convinced that the Billionaires Boys Club can't pull off a freaking heist with maybe some magnetics in the ball that don't get freaking activated until they want it to, or whatever the hell. Man, you get David Blaine in that bitch and give him a check, he'll figure out how to get it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Billionaires Boys Club can definitely do this if the goddamn carnies can do it.
The thing that I think that makes me think this is rigged, right? The fact that Utah and Washington, the teams with the 2 highest odds to get the number 1 overall pick, weren't even in the top fucking 3.
So if it's rigged, why isn't Utah and Washington going and yelling to the world, we got fucked because the NBA wants to go put Cooper Flag in Dallas? Like,
because
you know what I mean?
Revenue share,
they share money. They share the money, Charlie. They all get rich.
I understand that they share the revenue, but don't you think they would make more money anyway if they had the player? They're going to make more.
Here's the problem, Charlie. Because of the revenue share, if it was independent, you were absolutely right. But because of that revenue share, what's going to make the league ratings when they're all splitting those TV deals make more money? Cooper Flag with Dallas or Cooper Flag wasting away in Utah? Dylan Harper with San Antonio or Giannis with San Antonio, whatever the hell, or Dylan Harper waiting for another friggin' rebuild in Washington, D.C. that's never coming. You know? Like, that's if the teams weren't in as good a shape as they were, I'd be with you. But the fact that both of those teams can be championship contenders with either the trade for Giannis or quite literally this talent that's coming in, like this is some of the best talent that we've seen, and quite like this is going to be up there with the Zion and Ja talent that's coming in. You know, and only these guys, they have great athleticism, but I don't know if it's athleticism that could lead to injuries the way that Ja is an unnatural athlete. Zion is an unnatural athlete, and RJ Barrett just, you know, needs to step the hell up already. You know, but Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag, and Ace Bailey, like, I think these guys could be a legitimate trio of talent. People are saying VJ Edgecombe even. Like, this is a legitimate draft class, I believe. And I'm not just saying that because we have the privilege of covering a couple of guys in it, you know, which was also awesome. But
I hate being a Brooklyn Nets fan.
legitimately, this is... see, I can understand if anybody, I'm like, if I'm Brooklyn, I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's New York basketball. Like, we could do something for you guys. Like, if somebody would just give a damn about us, throw us a bone. We have all these draft picks. Somebody want to come
It's
here.
okay. Our savior's coming.
I told you when we were reading the the predictions for it a couple of months ago about who it was going to be. You're like, no, stop it. We're top three. We're getting top three. The worst we're getting is VJ Edgecombe. This is going to be good. And here we are. Canuple.
We're saved.
No, buddy, you're
For a decade. And the problem with the Nets is, too, if we don't land in the top three of next year's draft, we're fucked. Like, it's bad. Like, we don't have our pick for the next, like, half decade because Houston has all our picks.
I mean, you got some compensation back from the Knicks, right?
I hate being a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Those picks are going to be in the back half of the first round, like every year. So
yeah, you're right.
Can I put
if the band stays healthy, you are dead right.
Can I put an application in to change teams?
We can talk about this.
But
you know the rule. You know the rule.
This trash organization.
I will rig this bitch to end up with the Charlotte Hornets, and you ain't leaving.
one of these days.
Yeah,
hey, the Timberwolves were terrible forever, and look at them now. They've won like three or four playoff series in the last 2 years.
I mean, Charlie.
No, we'll just trade everything we have for Giannis, and then then Giannis will leave at free agency, and we'll suck again. That's
Edwards has more playoff wins, I believe, than any other Timberwolves before. This is 30 years of mediocrity and misery.
I mean, how many series did KG win?
Yeah, KG definitely won a lot.
I don't think KG won that many series.
What's the Western Conference Finals?
I think that
he made one conference finals.
Once.
Yeah.
I think once. Ant's on the verge of doing it a second time right now.
Yeah, but you're saying you're underselling KG's accomplishments in
I'm not underselling KG's accomplishments.
That's
the only thing the franchise ever had to work with.
He's in our intro.
I know. I'm not downplaying KG. They did nothing for him, dude. He was surrounded by nothing.
Sam Cassell.
Nothing. You know, that's what you're hitting me with right now?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Latrell Sprewell, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. You got it.
You know, I'm not saying that KG's not great. If KG was on the Spurs, he'd have a better career than Tim Duncan. I said what I said. At me. You know what it is. All right, fellas. Last thing here, though. Two hypotheticals to go through. First and foremost, if you are Dallas, if you are San Antonio, who is more likely to trade the pick for Giannis in your mind?
San Antonio.
I agree.
I'm with you. Explain.
For Dallas, I mean, Cooper Flag kind of slides right in fairly seamlessly into that lineup. You got Kyrie and Clay as your two guards. You got Flag and I guess Anthony Davis as your two forwards, and then Gafford and Lively as your two centers. That's a pretty solid starting basketball roster right there. You know what I mean? For San Antonio. For San Antonio, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like even for San Antonio, I don't even think they should trade that pick, honestly, because I feel like Giannis doesn't really fit into their window.
I don't know, dude. I mean,
Giannis
makes them win now.
He's 31. You have Fox, who's 27, right? And Wemby, who's early 20s. I don't know. I feel like you got to pay Wemby in 2 years. Giannis is going to be due for a new super duper max extension in 2 years as well. Fox, he's on a current deal that's going to expire soon. Paying all three of those guys, you're just going to end up like Phoenix, and you're not going to have any depth or any role players or anything like that.
Yeah,
Because especially because if you're trading for Giannis, you're packaging that second pick with Castle, with Vassell, with name another young guy on the roster right now. So
I think Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, and then you have the combo guard, Dylan Harper playing shooting guard, and then you got Fox playing point guard with Wemby. That's a dangerous lineup year one.
that's fine. Leave it at that.
That is
leave it
a
at that.
top 3 team in the West. Like,
Do they definitely go Harper was my another question.
Yeah.
I think so. I heard a good argument today. Shout out cousin Eric, saying that Ace Bailey, has the size, that unnatural scoring ability and, coordination for a guy his size. However, there's a little controversy right now. Apparently Ace Bailey is not as tall as we thought he was.
you
guys ready for this one?
They say he was 6'10" at Rutgers. He's like 6'7.5" or something like that.
I got 6'7.5", 202.8 pounds, 7.5 wingspan, and an 8'11" standing reach.
It's still pretty big.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
like
big,
that's
but
like
it's not as
that's what
big
he's
as you
gonna
thought it was.
be. Small forward, power forward,
Small,
right?
yeah, he's like a small forward.
I thought this kid's supposed to be power forward center. Like this is changing it now for me.
But
I don't
Bam's
know.
like 6'9". So it's like,
He ain't necessarily Bam though.
I don't know.
He's a better
Bam's
scorer.
Bam's
but,
thick. Bam is not
Yeah.
207 pounds.
yeah,
I know,
no,
but
I mean,
the NBA weight rooms
202,
NBA weight
202.8.
rooms. With an NBA strength and conditioning team and nutritionist, he'll bulk
Mhm.
up.
Sure.
I hear you. I don't know. I think he's the clear number 3 for me. We saw the other two in person, like especially Harper. Like I really think Harper's gonna be special. Thank God that kid is probably gonna be playing in San Antonio and not wasting away waiting for a team to get their shit together. Like I love to see.
Who
You know
enjoyed the
what?
big old
Shout
women?
out. Shout out All Abilities Live. Shout out NJ Hoop Recruit and shout out Garden State Hoop shit, my man O. They've been on this kid for like a minute, obviously. Like everybody's known about it, but like getting the access to him, like giving us the opportunity to like see him, like was so dope. And now to actually see this kid make or break, I think he's gonna be a good NBA player. It's just whether or not is he going to be a star. And you've made the case, and I think I agree with you. If this kid has all the tools to do it, right? Imagine this kid in a Spurs system. Good
Well,
God.
not Pop system, new coach, but
Well, Pop's still there.
He's
It's going to
running-
have
he's
influence in
running
it,
the
right?
same thing.
Like you're going to be running like the Popovich, like true and try method till they die. So
And I've
don't
got one thing to leave you with. And as a Brooklyn Nets fan, you have one positive thing. The Eastern Conference is definitely the place to be right now. I mean, you got the Western Conference stacked already as it is, not even including the Spurs, who didn't even make the postseason this year. You got the Mavericks, who are going to have Cooper Flag and their crazy team.
we'll make the playoffs with 30 wins. Yeah, it's awesome.
Exactly. So, it's all good, man. It's all good. Trust the process.
10 seed
Dude,
playing
how-
every year. Love it.
if you're Philly, how pissed are you right now? Like, you got to
I'm
be happy that you got
ecstatic.
top 3, but
You
like,
got Ace Bailey.
I don't know.
You were expected to.
but Ace Bailey isn't even going to be the center that you thought he was going to be. He's
Yeah,
6'7".
but you have Embiid.
Well, So Philly's a team that I could see trading that pick, trying and it depending on Embiid's health. I mean, they could probably try and trade for a star.
I think
I
that.
don't
Do you
know.
think Embiid's a part of that deal potentially?
No, I think if they're moving that pick, they're building around Embiid still. If they're using the pick, then yeah, I think Embiid's on the market this summer.
Mm.
Nobody's gonna want him though. His trade value is at an all-time low.
Someone just enlighten me right now. Obviously, this is insane thinking, but I'm a mad scientist at times, right? What would the market look like for Ace Bailey and Mr. Embiid, former MVP, former center scoring champion, right? Like, what would that look like?
I
What's
don't
the
know.
return that you're expecting for that? I mean, obviously, it's got to be something ridiculous.
Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura.
Oh, dude, I
Jared
don't even think
Vanderbilt.
I don't even
Um,
think I would want it because of Ace Bailey. I don't even want Embiid coming. He's never gonna freaking play. He's just never gonna play, and it's like, what's the point of having a center that's never playing? Like, I've been seeing every trade mock ever for Daniel Gafford. I'd rather that happen at this point. Now, if you throw in Ace Bailey, we could absolutely talk about this, but I just wish that he had a little more height to him than, we were duped. What the hell's this kid wearing out? Like, is he like tripling socks? Because he looked absolutely monstrous playing at Rutgers. Was everybody else at Rutgers just like lying about their height?
Yeah,
well,
probably.
I'm sure shoes give you 2 inches, right? Right? Basketball shoes.
I need to find some new shoes, man. I need to find some new shoes because I'm 5'6" and in shoes I look 5'5" and a half.
5'6"?
Stop it! I hate you. I'm 5'6".
I'm
I got measured.
5'6".
Dude, I've gotten measured every
You're not
day in high
5'6",
school.
Ant.
I am 5'6".
He's not. He's taller. He's literally taller.
I'm 5'6".
You have me by like more than half an inch. I literally got measured every day in high school during the winter for wrestling, stripped down to the boxers and socks, height and weight every damn week. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. All right. There's strict weight limits. All right. I had to adhere to it. I'm 5'6".
All right.
It's all right, guys. What wasn't Napoleon like 5'4"?
That's a lie. Actually, he was actually like
That
normal
was
height. It
British
was just like a
propaganda.
He was normal height for the time.
yeah. He
It
was
was normal.
actually like 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah,
Oh,
but like that was like average at the time. You know.
Yeah. So
Hey, guys, we
yeah,
gotta
but
shout
like
out.
they said that he was like 5 foot. So
We got to shout out. Rest in peace, but Pete Rose, not banned from the
For
Hall
real.
of Fame anymore.
Charlie Hustle. You know what? That I have never understood why that was ever a thing. Pete Rose has never been proven. I know he gambled. All right, I know my man liked to get a little wager in there. It's never been proven.
Not when he played. Not when he played. He
Not when he
admitted
played.
to it post career. Not
But
when
he
he
also
played.
admitted. He also admitted. I never bet against my team or like for them to lose. Like it's not like he was throwing games. Like, hey, I think we're gonna win. I throw a bet down. Like I don't have a problem with that. Now to lose and somebody prove that big no. Big no. I got a big problem with that. But how the hell do we ban a guy from the Hall of Fame for 30 freaking plus years? But Shohei Ohtani's walking away free. I'm sorry. That's bullshit
Pete
to me.
Rose,
and,
I
and
agree,
even
should
worse
not be
than
banned.
that,
Pete Rose should not be
even-
banned. It was proven he never bet against his own team. He played fairly justified. Shoeless Joe, on the other hand, who they unbanned, Black Sox scandal,
And-
that was blatant rigging
Nope,
against his team.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He had the best numbers of anybody in the damn series. Did the team throw the game due to mafia ties? Absolutely. Was shoeless, illiterate Joe Jackson, whose wife had to sign his damn autograph for him, a part of that? Absolutely not. And I swear, go back and look at the numbers. He played better at bat than any freaking player on the field of either team during that series. I will not stand here and have that man's
He
good
was
name
a
soiled. It's
part
been
of
ruined.
the scandal. He
That's
was
not
in
a
the
part of it.
lawsuit.
How
He
that's
testified.
okay. I'm on the team.
Testified.
Of course I had to testify.
Testified.
And-
He's guilty.
and if I commit a murder right now, you're gonna have to testify in a court right now on this podcast because you technically were a witness to it.
Testified
Does that mean that you were a
guilty.
part of this murder? That's not it. Stop it. He was part of a guilty team. This is a good man, and I'm glad that we have unbanned this. Now let's work on the steroids, because it doesn't matter. They were all on it. I want Sosa. I want especially Bonds. I want Alex Rodriguez, especially if Big Poppy's in the damn thing. Shout out Big Poppy. We love you. Never loved to hate against the guy as much in my life, except maybe LeBron. But good Lord. Put Mark McGuire. The list goes on. Canseco, I don't give a damn. Throw them all in. They made baseball fun. Everybody was on the juice. All right? Stop it. Can we just appreciate people while they're here until it's too late?
Yeah, it's a crime that Pete Rose is not here to accept this. You know what I mean? It's really unfortunate.
I'm telling you right now, nobody if you weren't hitting me up while I'm here, don't need to come to the grave. No need to come to the funeral. No need to talk about how great I was afterwards. You got a phone call, you can call me now. Tell me you love me now. I want my roses now. I don't want to be Pete Rose.
I'm good.
Which, last thing here, the greatest commercial I've ever seen. Pete Rose, his wife. Pete, what are you doing? You know you're not supposed to be in the hall, even in my own house.
Skechers.
I never saw that one.
Skechers commercial. Yeah.
I'll send it to you, dude. It is top 5 greatest sports commercials of all time, I think.
That's awesome. I'll have to look it up.
Fellas, that's a show. We got some guests coming down the line. I promise NHL content coming soon with that logos. It's coming. Dragging our feet a little bit. My fault. Completely my fault. We're getting to it. That's an episode. Charlie, take us away.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Check us out on Audible, on YouTube, on just about everywhere you can get a podcast. Type in Mazz and Bads and you'll find us. And we'll talk to you all next week.
You have been listening to the Mazz and Bads Show with Brandon Marrazzo and Charlie Baduini.